welcome back to my YouTube channel. It is The Retail Genius, and we have another iconic speaker today. So I am going to bring up my girl Joi to the stage.
How are you
And
doing?
we are going to kiki for a few minutes. Welcome, Joi. First of all, thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you
So
for
happy to have you. Let the people know who you are, a little bit about your background.
Okay, so my name is Joi. I'm your business bestie. I am a business attorney and serial entrepreneur. I was also in the beauty industry with having 10 hair salons for about 10 years, 10 locations. So I know everything business and beauty. So I'll be talking about how to properly structure and run your beauty business.
Yes. Okay. So let's start with, so a lot of my clients are Black women starting a business.
Okay.
So I would say a good 90% of my clients are Black women. And one of the things that I didn't realize I would have to discuss in my programs and just helping people with starting a business is just before you even start a business, just how to prepare yourself mentally as a woman, as a mom to do business, because we have to do business differently from men
Correct.
or fathers. So speak to that as a mom. How can women, do you believe, prepare themselves even before starting the LLC? Just mentally, having gone through that 10 salons, you also had a lot of women that worked for you, clearly.
Correct.
How do we have to do things and show up differently?
So as a mom, I feel like you have to kind of have a plan. So whether you're a single mom or whether you're the mom and it's your responsibility to deal with the kids and the school and the lunches and all of that, what does that support look like? So if that means I need to now start waking up maybe at 4 o'clock to kind of get some stuff done for me before getting in the lunch, carpool line, all of that. If that
Mhm.
means maybe coming up with a plan B as to who can maybe do that pickup, if that means that I need to make sure mentally and physically I'm at my best because now I'm adding another load on my plate. If that means I may need to just change my mentality and now it's time to boss up. So instead of, oh my
Mhm.
God, I'm so busy, baby, you asked for more rain. So with more rain comes more mud, right? So understanding what it is that you're asking for, but preparing yourself mentally, physically, and then planning to make sure that all these things are still going to get done.
Love that. Oh, that was so good. Okay, so now we have that in place, and now we want to start our beauty business, and we need to figure out the structure. We need to figure out all these things before we start making a lot of moves with money. Because another thing I see people is they start spending a lot of their personal funds and doing all these different things when there's a lot of steps that need to take place before you do all of that to make sure that you're good. So speak
Right.
a little bit high level on what is the step after that.
So I would say first and foremost, we need to form our LLC. You want to make sure that you already have your business structure. So any contracts that you're entering them in your business name, not your personal name. You
Mhm.
want to make sure we have our business bank account and that we're putting the money in the business bank account and then spending from there. We want to make sure if you want to trademark your name, like is your business protected before just, hey, I'm opening up Joy's blah blah blah, and you just throw your name out there and then someone takes it. We are carefully getting a budget. Like a lot of
Mhm.
times business owners just spend money on stuff that they don't have to spend money on, and then when it comes down to getting what they really need, now we're out of money, right? So all the extra fluff, like before we go just buying stuff, let's first get a plan and make a budget on what do we have to knock out now, and then what can we knock out later.
Absolutely. And so when we talk about starting the business, I'm gonna bring this up. But on a scale of 1 to 10, how stupid do you think it is to not get a prenup or a postnup? If you're someone who is a woman thinking about starting a business or thinking about getting into something where you're going to be potentially making some money for yourself.
So I think a topic that is not discussed enough, which I think me and you need to go ahead and hop on a podcast or two and talk about this. But I would say with the changing of women in finances, like a
Mhm.
lot of times now, either women are killing it in their professional game in the corporate world, or women are out here in that entrepreneur journey, like killing it, right? And so you now open yourself up to attracting people that may be, I don't want to say with you for the wrong reason, but they're with you for the wrong reason. Of course, they're going to come in, you know, with everything that you want them to be, but they
Absolutely.
are attaching themselves to what they see as your success. You can help me get out of this grind. This woman's going somewhere.
Mhm.
So then when the business, when the marriage doesn't work out or the relationship doesn't work out, now you are stuck having to unwind all of that. So a prenuptial agreement is just marriage insurance. Like everyone has health insurance, right? Everyone has vehicle insurance. I hope I never get in a car accident.
Mhm.
In case I do, I have insurance to make sure that I'm good. So a prenuptial agreement is just going to be, hey, in case our marriage doesn't work out, here is how we're going to divvy up things. It is fine. Going in beforehand, I already know what I'm getting and what you're getting. A lot of times people think a prenup means you get nothing. That's not what a prenup is. We're
Right.
already saying what it is that we're going to get, how we're going to divvy it up, what you're not going to get. So if we have to end the relationship, we're not spending all of this money, all of this time fighting, wasting the business
Yep.
asset.
Yep. Or if you're married, like getting a postnuptial
So if
agreement.
you're already married, a postnup will be, hey, moving forward, there is no community, just to make sure that we're good. And if like women, we know when our marriage is off, right?
Exactly. Oh,
Hold on, I'm a and
where's the mouthpiece? Oh,
sometimes we like to, put the blinders on. He's just mad because it's springtime. By the fall time, he'll be better. We put the blinders on and we don't want to see what it is. But if you're about to invest in a new venture and you already know things, are just not 100%, you would rather do this now versus once you blow up and then all what you've been masking just comes alive. Now you're having to take things like Mary J. Blige had to go back on tour just to
yeah.
pay her eligible. You know what I'm saying? Like nowadays, men are trying to get money from women, so it's just business insurance. I don't want to use it, but if I have
In
to,
case you do.
it's here.
And this is just another way to protect yourself. And I think it is just one of the wisest things as a woman starting a business, a new venture, or
Correct.
whatever, that you definitely have something like this in place because you just never know. Like Joy said, you
Mhm.
just never know. And it is just a contract that protects you, just like we have protection for everything else. We have
Correct.
protection for and we get it, no problem. But then, there's just people who always feel like, oh, it's just so icky and all, whatever the case may be. But like, talk about how real it can be when you do need something like that, and the heartache and the money and all the things that it could save you.
Let me put a pause on that. If we are boyfriend girlfriend, you
Mhm.
want to have a very strong partnership agreement. Like
Ooh, yes.
if we don't agree, who gets what? Who gets the name? Are we 50-50 business owners? Do I have to buy you out? Like just going in business, your business partner, you guys may just not mesh, right? But when it comes to fighting over who gets what, especially if you stumble upon a sociopath or a narcissist, they are going to purposely not follow the court orders, not follow the court proceedings, to drag all this out, which is doing nothing but bleeding money. And it's emotionally it's draining, financially it's draining, but when you're stuck in it, you just have to continue to go through it until it's over. So Learn from my six-figure mistake. Make
Mhm.
sure as a woman that you are protected, because this does happen. And a lot of times, as a woman, we're just tired of arguing, and we'll just give away more of our. I want to just be done with this. I want to just move on, and that's how they exhaust you for you just to move on.
Yes, absolutely. So very important, guys. And I'm always going to say this because I just feel like if I just heard this from somebody, I think
Correct.
things would have been so different.
Different.
Okay. So now that we have the legal structure and all that stuff set up, how can people best start with the funding process and all of that, especially for people who don't have bad credit? Or they don't have the best credit. Like someone in the chat just said she doesn't have the best credit, but she wants to open a beauty supply store.
Mhm.
What is the best advice on where to start or how to prepare?
Number one, I would say applying for business grants. Business grants, we don't have to pay back the money. We do need to have our structure. We need to have our business, our LLC, EIN, operating agreement. You want to stand out by having a business email. So, like info at yourbusinessname.com, not a Gmail or a Hotmail account. Having a website for your business, having a business social media. So when they look at your business, you just look professional, you're verifiable. Business grants are simple to apply for. They're going to ask you common questions. Why do you need the money? What are you going to do with the money? Why did you start your business? And the number one reason why people don't get business grants is they're asking for the wrong thing. So ask yourself, what does my business need to make more money? And then ask for that. Asking for extra money, just money to set aside, I want to pay myself, that's not going to get you a business grant. So if you need more inventory for your beauty supply, ask for more inventory. If you need a whole new marketing campaign, ask for marketing. If you need to hire employees to help work your business, ask for payroll for other people, but ask for what's going to make you money.
Yes, love that. Love that. Okay, so one more thing before we wrap up. What do you see as the biggest pitfalls that people make when starting a business, when they're setting it up, the legal structure?
Common pitfalls would be number one, forming their LLC too late. So they're doing this whole DBA, sole proprietor. I'm not big enough for an LLC. And then once they go to form their LLC, their name is taken, or they run into a legal dispute and now they're looking at losing their assets because they didn't have that proper structure in place. They may have one LLC, but I'm gonna run 3 and 4 businesses out that one LLC. Like each business needs to have its own LLC. Putting their home address or residential address on their LLC paperwork, not putting all of their business money in the business bank account. So I'm getting Cash App in my personal account. I'm not putting the cash in. So now when it's time to go apply for a loan, yes, your business is making X amount of money, but you can't prove it with your business bank statement. So now you can't get the funding or the line of credit or get the car in your business name because on paper, your business doesn't look like it's making what you're saying it's making. So running it like it's Walmart is the phrase I like to use, running it like it's a real business. And then in running your business, you need to look like something, right? Like we can't be walking in as the owner with a bonnet on our head, with just throwing on some clothes with no makeup. We got to have systems and procedures. So
Yes.
if the shift is at 9 o'clock, that means you got to be in at 8:45. If they're late, there's some kind of consequence. Making sure that whatever is your business culture, that your employees are following that. So we shouldn't have cuss music playing in the beauty supply. You should make sure all of your inventory is looking nice and neat. When someone walks in, we should be hello, good morning, addressing them, helping them, not just on your phone, on Instagram, like I didn't come here to work today. Your employee culture is everything because your employees will make or break your business, period.
That is A whole word. Employee culture is really important. All right.
Correct.
And any last words before we hop off, Joy?
The beauty industry is a multi-billion-dollar industry. It's not going anywhere. Black women in hair ain't going nowhere. With no job, our hair gonna still be together. So it's an industry that is recession proof. It's not going anywhere, and we should be representing ourselves, right? Number two, these next 4 years are about to be green. These next 4 years, I don't know what's going on, but we cannot be having just one source of income with that income being linked to any kind of job, because if the first 30 days of 2025 hasn't shown you that there is no job security, and not just with the job, like the president is taking over university. Like, I don't know what's going on. So you need to financially be independent of any other thing when it comes to be able to have a source of income. Number three, when it's time to make a move, we don't make the move all at one time. So you may not have the money, you may not know. Go get the information, go get the blueprint, go get what does it take to open up a beauty supply. A lot of times we count ourselves out not even knowing what it takes to get it. So if you come to the conference, you're going to meet all the industry experts. You're going to understand exactly what it is to do. You can make you a 6-month, a year plan to go ahead and get you your beauty supply. Yep. There's more than one way to get. We ain't got to open up tomorrow, but go get the information. Go get the information. It's a recession-proof industry.
Absolutely. And there you have it, y'all. Thank you. You're so welcome. Thank you so much, Joy, for coming on.
Take care,
guys.
Bye.